Jai Shri Ram, welcome all of you all for our regular weekly Wednesday evening Ramayan class. And we are reading from the Valmiki Ramayan, shloka by shloka, because then only we can understand the secrets, the hidden secrets, the hidden jewels of the Ramayana. So we're starting with the Sarga 6 of the Balkand. Request Damini Mataji, please read the translation. Shloka
Yes,
1.
Yeah. King Dashratha possessed all the qualities which should be present in a great monarch. He was the knower of the Vedas, far-sighted, lustrous, dear to his subjects, and the greatest chariot warrior in the Ikshvaku dynasty. He controlled the entire world, performed fire sacrifices, and strictly followed dharma. He was a great kingly sage. Although he had accumulated lots of wealth, King Dashratha had completely conquered his senses. He was famous in the three worlds as he was friendly, powerful, and a killer of his enemies. He would be compared with Indra or Kubera for his wealth and like the splendorous Manu for protecting the world.
So in this shloka 1 to 4, there's a total 4 shlokas. It gives a big detail about how King Dashrath was, or rather, the kings of those days were. What were the qualities which were required to be present in a human being before he becomes a king? People generally know, Prabhupada says it's demon crazy. It's not democracy, it's demon crazy. Somebody just takes up an issue and tries to woo the people, and the people vote him to power. Fine, good, great. But that's not the actual quality of a ruler. A ruler means the first quality, which is very rightly highlighted. He was knower of the Vedas, far-sighted, illustrious, and dear to the subjects, and the greatest chariot warrior in the Ishkwaku dynasty. Now let's understand. Knower of the Vedas. What is the use of knowing the Vedas? Why should a monarch or the king or the ruler should know the Vedas? Because if he himself doesn't know the Vedas, how will he live and how will he make the people live? Unless and until he himself doesn't have the knowledge, like, if parents themselves are uncultured, getting up in wrong hours, sleeping in wrong hours, eating and drinking and smoking unwanted things, what do you expect the children to learn from that? The parents have to set up a true example, set up certain standards which the child can follow. Today, why we are seeing, the society, in a very bad state? The reason is not all, but many are in a very, very, very wrong way of upbringing, because they themselves, the parents themselves, are living wrong, just like animals. So that is why, first and foremost, the king means he should be knower of Vedas. He should be farsighted. You should not think about small, petty, temporary benefits. You should see for farsighted with respect to protection, with respect to benefits. In every way, you should be farsighted. Lustrous. Lustrous matlab, acha chamakna chahiye. You should be lustrous means you should be lustrous with knowledge. And then you should be dear to the people. And one cannot become dear to a people by giving freebies. Please understand this. One has to be dear to the people by really taking loving care of them. If one doesn't take loving care of those people, he cannot become truly dearer to them. And of course, he was having some extra skill. As a charioteer, no one could beat him in the entire Ikshvaku dynasty. He controlled the entire world, performed fire sacrifices. What is the meaning of performed fire sacrifices? If he is performing fire sacrifice, means he is giving lot of dana punya. Secondly, he is following dharma. That is why it is said he was performing fire sacrifices and strictly followed dharma. Only a follower of dharma can do fire sacrifices. Otherwise, he cannot. Uh, he was a great kingly sage, Rajarishi. Although he had accumulated a lot of wealth, King Dashratha had completely conquered his senses. Two opposite things. जिसके पास पैसा ज्यादा आ जाता है, what will the person do? With excess money, a person can only do sense gratification or indulge in wrong activities. You need some money to eat your bread, daily bread, whatever you call it, dal, chawal, roti, sabji, or might be pulao, might be some paneer ki sabji, some costly sabjis, broccoli ki sabji, and this sabji and that sabji. Okay, supposed to be as per common man standard, supposed to be a little costlier. But after eating all that, eating costly fruits, costly dry fruits, everything, wearing, whereas what we call it as big, what will happen if he is left with excess and excess and excess of money? And that too is compared with Kubera. That much of wealth he has got. So what would a man do? Generally do? Itna paisa hai, karun kya? Chalo, let me spend it for sense gratification. And in that process, a person slowly involves himself in breaking the four regulative principles. You cannot eat more than 2 rotis, or might be 4 rotis. You can't eat more than a cup of rice. You cannot eat more than 2 spoons or 4 spoons of vegetable. Then what are you going to eat? After that, the excess money will definitely go into wrong spending. However, one who follows dharma, one who is following religious activities, one who knows the Vedas, in spite of having all this money, will not get carried away. In fact, he will be having his senses under his control. That means he is a true warrior, a true hero. A true hero is not one who is carried away with his senses. If you remember, I still remember when I was in small kid, I used to watch many movies. So we had a new TV in our house, way back in the mid 70s. So the best part was the hero, whenever he used to be offered liquor, he used to say, "Main sharab nahi pita." That was the definition of a hero. That I do not get carried away with my senses, or rather, I don't indulge myself in wrong activities. And today, I don't know, but I've been given to understand it's horrible. It's opposite. The hero is the one who's supposed to have all the sarvaguna sampanna qualities: drinking, smoking, gambling, all that. So, point I would like to emphasize over here is, being a king means he has to be a virtuous person. He has to be a righteous person. And to become virtuous and righteous, one should know dharma, which can be known only through the. Please continue.
The truth-abiding king, Dashratha, strictly followed the principles of Dharma, Artha, Kama. Like Indra maintained his heaven from Amravati, King Dashrath maintained and ruled his kingdom from the city of Ayodhya. Explanation?
Please read the explanation here.
Yeah. Here, only three Purusharthas goals are mentioned, namely Dharma, Artha, and Kama, while the fourth one, that is Moksha, is missing. Acharyas say that one who adheres to the first three principles automatically achieves the fourth one. However, adhering to the first three is challenging. It is possible only when one is attached to devotional life, that is, when one lives his life as per the Shastras. It is just as one lives his life as per the government rules, immaterial of whether he likes the rules or not. If one tries to live a life by breaking the rules laid down by the government, then one is punished as per the law. Similarly, the Shastras also give us certain rules or guidelines by which one can be happy. One who strictly follows and lives a life as per the Vedas after death attains the heavenly kingdom. However, this is the first stage of devotional service called Karma Kanda. People generally get stuck in this level itself, but a pure devotee attains a higher level where he does not desire or expect any material benefits for his devotional service. We should be aware that we all are souls, which are a part and parcel of the Supreme God. Our prime dharma is to serve the Supreme God. With that goal, when one does devotion and leads a devotional life, he easily gets moksha or liberation at the end of his life.
So here, this sloka very clearly says that he was following, King Dasharatha was following the three principles: dharma, artha, kama. And doesn't mention about moksha. What does this mean? It clearly says one who follows dharma, then he knows what is the right artha for him. Artha means benefit. Now, what is dharma? Dharma means following his various duties, including spiritual duties. Generally, we get stuck with, I'm a good son, I'm a good husband, I'm a good wife, I'm a good citizen, I'm a good employee. Good. But you got to do your spiritual duties also. That is why Lord is mentioning, even Valmiki ji is mentioning very clearly that there was following three Purusharth dharma. When you are following dharma, then you know what is your actual benefit, artha. And what is your actual benefit? That you should just stick to your rules and regulations. In today's date, we people are finding to, suffocated, or rather, they're feeling very tough, finding it very difficult to live a life of under the rules given by the Shastra. That day I was discussing with someone and I was telling him, अरे भाई, one should follow Ekadashi, one should follow some vratas. तो किस भगवान ने बोला है भूखा रहना? भूखा रहना is not a vrata. भूखा रहने से whatever benefits you're going to get, the spiritual benefits. Because vrata means fasting on a specific day for a specific purpose in a specific manner. Itna chain reaction. Then only he gets the benefits. So similarly, one has to be following dharma, then artha, and then kama. Kama means what to desire. Desire not worldly things, but spiritual things. Then gradually, by following this, definitely a person will get the fourth Purusha, which is the end result of following the first three. You don't have to specially run behind moksha. Just follow the dharma, artha, and kama, then moksha is automatically granted to you at the time of death. In fact, acharyas say one who's following all this is already in a liberated state. Though staying in this material world, which is called as a dukkhalaya, but still he is in a liberated state. The most important is, yes, all this comes under the Karma Kand section. Now, there is a beautiful understanding that people generally say, Karma Kand, like going to the temple, following some vratas, doing certain pujas, everything is good. But there we are doing devotion with respect to something expectation in return. Whereas actual devotion means where you don't expect anything in return. But Acharya say, is as a old proverb goes, something is better than nothing. Instead of being an atheist, instead of not doing sincere devotion service, it is better one at least follows karma kand, at least with an expectation that you'll be getting some material benefits. It is better he follows karma kand, but doing the karma kand sincerely, in one day or the other, by the accumulation of his pious credits, he will go into the next level, where he will go to jnana. Slowly he will go to jnana, then dhyana, then vijnana. Slowly he will go on higher, higher, higher. So that is why the prime duty of a person should be following the dharma. At no stage of his life, one should give up dharma. Even Lord Ramchandraji, when he was asked to go to the forest, he just followed dharma because his dharma was to follow his father's instruction, immaterial of whether it was right or wrong. Though there were a lot of hidden reasons. One may say, yes, Lord had planned to go to the forest. Otherwise, if he doesn't go, how will he kill the Rakshasas? Yes, it is true. But the whole planning was done in a way that Ramchandraji establishes dharma by showing in under any conditions, I'll follow my father's instruction. And at the same time, at this other end, he has also gone to the forest, fulfilled the desire and wishes of the Devatas by killing all the. Continue.
In that city, all men were happy, virtuous, highly knowledgeable, and not greedy, as they were satisfied with their wealth. They would speak only the truth.
This is
Explanation?
very important. Yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
take a little and then you can read the explanation.
Okay.
Men were happy and virtuous. So, what is the meaning of happy and virtuous? And why these two are together? Only a virtuous person can find happiness. And one who is happy and virtuous, it is an understanding that that person has to be satisfied. Why people are not happy? Because they're not satisfied. They feel, yeah, I can get something more, or I can use something more, or I can possess something more better, which is whether it's required or not is immaterial. It also depends on what is your goal of life. Suppose you are in the mode of passion. Your goal of life is, let's say, you're a big businessman or a big singer, and you want to sing a lot. You want to do a lot of business. So you will say, I want 10 factories. No, that's less. After 10, the 11th one, then the 12th one, then the 13th, then I want a much bigger business or some more diversification in my business. I'm a singer. I want to sing a lot of albums. I should get a lot of praise. And the praise should not stop. It should go on increasing. That means what? Is this goal justified? On the face of it, look, yes, what's wrong? If someone is earning a couple of crores, why not he earn a lot, double of it, triple of it, quadruple of it? Nothing wrong. But then that person's goal of life is not clear. When a person's goal of life, of living itself is clear, then these problems do not arise. But generally what happens? People don't know their goal of life. That is why there is no Krishna in their life. There is only Trishna in their life. Trishna means dil mange more, और चाहिए, जितना है कम है, और चाहिए. And in that process, what happens? It is nothing but, what do you say, lust. More and more lust. And how can one be happy and satisfied when his desires are not fulfilled? Now, when the Vaman Dev story, Lord Vaman Dev, he comes to Bali Maharaj. And how does Vaman Dev come to him? As a short sage, short Batuk Maharaj, Batuk Brahman. He comes like a short Brahmana, dwarf Brahmana. Dwarf means he doesn't have much height. That means what? His legs are also very small. And he goes and asks Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj says, what do you want? Tell me, I can give you whatever you want. I am the king of the three worlds. I will offer you whatever you want. Immediately he asks Bali Maharaj, give me 3 steps of land. Bali Maharaj was shocked. What are you asking? One person who can give you villages, towns, countries, that big is my capability, and you are asking for 3 pieces of land. How ridiculous, how foolish. And then he says, how can you be satisfied here? You can be happy. Ask for something big. That time, Vaman Dev says a very nice sloka. Edircha upapaneni santushte vartate sukham. Asatushte tiber loke. अजित आत्मा उपसादिते. says संतुष्ट वर्तते सुखम. जो आदमी संतुष्ट रहेगा, वन हु इज सैटिस्फाइड, वर्तते, ही एंजॉयज सुखम, हैप्पीनेस. One who is not satisfied can never be happy. He can only be either envious, jealous, or craving for more. That is why Vamandev says, Idircha upapanane, whatever comes of its own accord. Let's say a child has studied well for the exam, but on the day of exam, might be he is not getting the exact number of marks what he is actually due for or expected to. Now there are two possibilities of handling this: accept it or commit suicide. Those who are not satisfied, who are not ready to accept it, they what do? They commit suicide. And is this the end of life? No, you're just ending your body and committing a big crime like committing suicide. So that's why it is said, यदिर्चा उपपाने, whatever comes of its own accord. आपने मेहनत किया. Someone gets a salary of 1 lakh, someone gets a salary of 50,000, someone gets a salary of 5 lakh a month. No problem. Whatever comes, be satisfied. Don't try to see those who are earning more than you and try to find sadness in life. By that, you will only get sadness because you are not satisfied. Whereas, same thing, if you are satisfied, okay, I'm happy, I'm getting my 2 meals plus the 2 meal money extra I have got. What else do you want? Tircha upapanane santushto vartate sukham. That santushta manushya jo hai na, wo sukham. It increases happiness. Not just happiness, it increases happiness. असंतुष्ट त्रिभैर लोकेर, जो असंतुष्ट है तीनों लोकों से, त्रिभैर लोकेर मतलब तीनों लोगों का अगर संपत्ति मिल जाए ना उसको, इस वामनदेव सेइंग, मेरे को 3 पग जमीन इज इनफ, 3 फुट्स ऑफ 3 legs of leg span of land is enough for me because I am a satisfied person. So Vamandev is actually teaching us how to gain happiness. So first happiness is one needs to be get satisfied. You know, once one villager, the rich man of the village, he was quite unhappy, sad. He had a lot of money, but still he was the richest man in the village, but he was quite sad. So he went to his sadhu and asked the sadhu, why I'm not getting happiness? I'm having so much, which in my entire village nobody has. I got all the wealth, I got so much of land, property, everything, but I'm not happy. That time the sai said, okay, go there in the end of this village, there is one person staying in a small hut. Go and meet him. Then you will understand why you are sad. The richest man is the poorest man because all he has is left with is money, nothing else. Na happy, na relations, kuch bhi nahi. So immediately he goes there, and there he sees that so-called man, poor man. He used to earn 4 rupees a day. With 1 rupee, he used to do dharma. 1 rupee he used to give to the temple. 1 rupee he used to give to his wife to feed his wife and children. And 1 rupee he used to get things what he wanted. So he was happy. He said, when I am getting all this fulfilled, why should I worry? Why should I be sad? That time the rich man realized the reason why he was not happy is he did not do dharma. He did not do devotion. So many rich people come and say, oh sir, we will give a lot of donation. We will give lakhs of rupees donation. And I think we should be happy. No, you cannot be. Giving donation, giving dan is just one pious credit giving activity. एक पुण्य का काम है, करो, अच्छी बात है, थोड़ा नहीं ज्यादा करो, बट वो पुण्य का कार्य करके क्या फायदा when you are not at all doing devotional service. So, satisfaction is the first answer, or rather, the keyhole to success of happiness. If you want to be happy, learn to be successful, learn to be satisfied. Please read the explanation.
The secret formula of being happy is revealed in this verse. People at large are generally hankering for more and more and not satisfied with what they possess. Many may have a lot of wealth, but still they are unhappy because they want name, fame, and recognition. Hardly do people understand that all that they desire throughout their life and strive for till the last moment will be taken away from them at the time of death. Rather than living an unhappy life, one can make their life joyful, like citizens of Ayodhya. One should be satisfied with what they possess, thinking that by the mercy of Lord, he is having more than what he deserves. It is said that people generally spend their whole life collecting things which they must leave at the time of death. However, do they put any effort into collecting something that can be taken along with them at the time of death? This is possible only when one lives life as per the Shastras under the guidance of a true Guru.
So, first, let's strive to accumulate things which we can carry with us at the time of death. And what carries with us is only our karmas. And if you see, open the karma bag and see, most of the time it is bad karmas. Seldom it is good karmas. ज़्यादा करके हमारे पास bad karmas ही होते. So I'll tell you one true story. This, to one of my known person, I'll tell you the story. True story. Once a person was doing a very big, large business of these grains, dal, chawal, and all that. Huge, big business he was having. So they had called. They had a big meeting of the Samaj. So one person was had come over there. He was a bigger businessman than him, and he was invited on the stage, and this person was not invited. No, he has lots and lots of money he had, but still, just because he was not invited to the stage means he was not given name, fame, power, recognition. Nothing was given to him. He felt so bad that within a short time he borrowed thousands of crores to put up a bigger unit, bigger factory than what that person who was invited over there he had. He wanted to put a bigger factory than him, and in the process he met with such great huge losses that finally he landed up in a prison, in jail. So what do we learn from this? It's not just money. Sometimes people are hungry for name, fame, power, and all those things. But mind you, if you want to be happy, be satisfied with what you have. So here a question may arise. Is it wrong to be ambitious? I would like to ask this question to our viewers. Is it wrong to be ambitious? If satisfaction is the only formula for being happiness, तो क्या हमें ambitious होना चाहिए? Yes. Who can answer this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to try.
Please.
It is not wrong to be ambitious. I feel that the ambition should not be by following a wrong path. The path should be correct and it should be connected with religious or dharma factor.
Yeah.
Being ambitious is good, but earning that extra money through improper ways is wrong.
Agreed.
That's
Very
my
nice.
answer.
Very nice. Very good. Something more Praveen would like to add?
Prabhuji, being ambitious is not at all wrong. What is your intention behind that? That actually makes a difference.
Good.
Whether you are having a right intention or wrong intention, that makes everything
It's almost the
That is
same
not
to
between.
what Mataji, Rita Mataji said. Your answer is in almost the same line. But you all are missing out one important factor. How much is enough? Is your ambition realistic? Now, let's say Praveen imagines, let's say your salary is 1 lakh a month and you are ambitious to be 50 lakh a month. Is it good? Is it sensible? And what will lead
Yes,
to?
yes.
Okay, let's say you carry that unrealistic way. And next month, my salary should be 50 lakhs a month. From 1 lakh to
No,
50 lakh.
that's no, that is not.
And then what happens? That leads to sadness. Though having enough, much more than someone who is drawing 20,000 and 30,000 and 50,000 rupees salary, earning enough, still, see, you have to, it's in the old proverb. You see either the cup half empty or you see the cup half full. It's left to you. And as you both said, Rita Mataji and you said, while doing in this process of ambition, can you do it at the cost of giving up dharma? Giving up your true valuable earning which you can carry after death? There are two earnings, okay? One which you have to leave and do, and one you can carry. Which one is smarter to earn? But both are required. Huh? To survive in this world, you need wealth for this world. ये दुनिया में जो पैसा लगता है वो भी जरूरी है. But at the same time, you need wealth, that wealth, the spiritual wealth, to carry with you for the next birth. So you have to earn both the currencies. One currency is not enough. But an ambition which is focusing only on one-sided way, only on materialistic ambitions, but no spiritualistic ambitions, that is true. That too is wrong. Yudhishthira Maharaj
Prabhu,
had no ambition. Yeah.
Prabhuji, perfect explanation. Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yudhishthira Maharaj had no thought or planning of becoming the Chakravarti. It was Krishna and other people, they said, no, you have to become Chakravarti. They made him, though he was worthy of it. But still, he was not ambitious. And that is the reason why the very next day here, you can see in Ramchandraji's story also, he was not ambitious. The day he was asked to leave, he immediately left. It's not that he was no other option. Lakshmana said, okay, we will make you become the king. I will make the king bandi, imprison the king, and you become the unopposed king of the country. Because he was following dharma. So the bottom line of reading the entire Ramayana, one should learn that dharma is the foremost. Giving up that dharma for earning money, for wrongly enjoying things, wrong ambitions, everything is prohibited. The reason? Life is too short for us. You live for 75 years. In 75 years, first 25 years has gone to the dogs. पढ़ने में निकल गई पूरी जिंदगी, आधी जिंदगी पढ़ने में निकल गई. Then you are left with 50 years. In 50 years, last after 70 or 60, your life is like as good as a vegetable. So you're less living on some support or something. So that little 25, 30 years of life, in that you got to, make your money, have your family, keep your family happy, have your children, get married, get children, then make them big and get them married and all the other stuff. And the whole rush. Was God involved in your life? If not, you are a fool. And if yes, you are an intelligent person. क्यों? ये सब कर रहे थे बच्चे को खुश करने के लिए, माँ बाप को खुश करने के लिए। एंड माइंड यू, ना कभी बच्चा खुश होगा ना माँ बाप खुश होगा। दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट. Whatever you do for the kid, then the kid will ask you, what did you do? This was your duty. The parents also say this was your duty. But God will never ask, have you done your duty towards me? That is the best part of God. God is neutral. He gives you the free will. He is sitting quietly. He is not asking you, तूने मेरे लिए क्या किया भाई? In fact, Lord says, हाँ तू एक बार राम राम बोला, तू एक बार मेरे मंदिर में आया था. Oh, I'll give you points for that. I'll give you pious credits for it. So that is the best part of it. So that is the reason why we have to understand that satisfaction is one of the key of happiness. Yes. Next verse.
The people in that city of Ayodhya never had less accumulation of wealth. Rarely was there any householder who did not earn any money, or who did not have any cows, horses, wealth, or grains.
Continue.
In Ayodhya, never could you see a person who was lusty, miserly, or cruel. There was just a single person in Ayodhya who was not a scholar or devoid of scriptural knowledge. There were no atheists in Ayodhya.
Again, if you want a good society, or you want the people to be happy, sensible, not lusty, not miserly or cruel, only secret is he should be having scriptural knowledge. The problem, another trick, another catch in spiritual knowledge is that person who has got scriptural knowledge may learn it, but it has to be learned through a proper guru. And lifelong, he should be connected to a guru. The reason is many a times, a person, though knowing all the Shastra, gets bewildered because of three modes of nature. And at that time, when he is following a guru who is guiding him at every walk and turn of life, for him, life is success. That is why in Ayodhya, why you could see two contradictory qualities you are seeing in the earlier verse and this verse. Never had less accumulation of wealth. काफी पैसा था. There are lots of wealth, but they were never miserly. पैसा है फिर भी खर्चा नहीं करें, ऐसा नहीं. They were never miserly. They were never lusty. And rarely there was a householder who did not earn any money, or did they have any cows, horses, wealth, or grain. But never could you find a person who was lusty, miserly, or cruel, because they were, none of them were not a scholar or devoid of scriptural knowledge. So जीवन में याद रखना, शास्त्र knowledge और वैदिक knowledge होना बहुत जरूरी. It is one of the most important thing which one should possess or carry with. Scriptural knowledge. We are seeing people in today's date having very high materialistic degrees. Good, very good. Respect. We adore them. But along with that, an intelligent and smart person is one who carries both spiritual as well as materialistic knowledge. Please read the purpose.
A lustful, miserly, and cruel man can hardly have any inclination towards God. The life of such an ungodly person is of no use. In the Mahabharata, it is stated that
आहार निद्या भय मैथुन च समध्याय पशुभिन समान पशुभिन नराणाम. It is said, ahar, nidra, bhaya, maithun. These are common in all humans and animals. Pashu and nara, both, this is common. Then what makes you human? Dharma ही तेसाम अधिक विशेषो. जो जिसके जीवन में धर्म है वो अधिक विशेष है. Dharmahin Pashubhin Saman. Minus dharma, that person is as good as animal. So please get this very clear. This Mahabharata states this shloka. Ki bhai, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Usually materialistic people are focused on these things. I eat the best food. I sleep in the best house. I travel in the best car. Eating, sleeping, mating. I want to have the best wife or the I can spend lavish marriages and I can have a couple of wives. And last but not the least, defend. I have got the power. I can defend myself. I'll have a lot of bodyguards to save me, but they can only bodyguard your body, not your soul. Your body can be guarded, but one day or the other, your soul will leave this body. One day or the other, you will go old and die. But that time, all these things what you had, these materialistic things, because अगर ये चार चीज में ही अगर जीवन पूरा निकल गया, then you are no less than an animal. Dharmahin pashu bin saman. You are as good as an animal. So what is that dharma? Dharma adhik vishesho. So what was adhik dharma? Dharma का मतलब क्या है? Do your duties as per the shastra. And उसमें सबसे बड़ा ड्यूटी कौन सा है? Duty towards whom?
God.
God. That is the most important thing. So कभी भगवान का हाथ मत छोड़ो, भगवान का साथ मत छोड़ो. बाकी आपका लाइफ पार्टनर का हाथ पकड़ो, बच्चे का हाथ पकड़ो, माता पिता का हाथ पकड़ो, सब पकड़ के रखो, मगर एक हाथ भगवान को भी. प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Eating, sleeping, fearing, and producing children are common habits between human beings and animals. The only additional important quality of a human being is dharma, which is not seen in animals. Devoid of dharma, when a person is only busy in the above four animalistic activities, then he is like an animal. The word dharma is usually misinterpreted as religion. The word dharma refers to duty. We all have a duty towards our parents, family members, children, society, country, and so on. But what about a duty towards the Supreme God? We all have a temporary relations with our friends and relatives, which will end the minute we die. And when we take birth again, we get a new body and a new set of relatives and friends. In this material world, as long as we are in this present material body, we have our obligations and commitments to all of them. But what about our duty and commitment towards the Supreme God? With God, we have a permanent relationship that does not change with every birth, as we all are His part and parcel. Do we not owe any responsibilities and duties to God? So, dharma means executing our duties, obligations, and responsibilities towards God along with our worldly duties. Atheists are generally defined as non believers in the existence of God. Nowadays, it has become a fashion to be called an atheist. Such people are the biggest fools because facts do not change with one's beliefs. What will you call a person who does not believe in the existence of the government and consider himself to be the king? The thought process of such a person or a group of persons does not change the facts. In all cases, there is a governing body called government, and one must live as per the laws laid down by the government. Even after seeing the creation of God everywhere, surviving on all his resources like water, air, and so on, only a fool would deride the existence of God. Hence, the prosperity of Ayodhya was due to a virtuous king and his subjects who lived as per dharma.
So remember, you have a king who is steadfast in dharma, but the people are not steadfast in dharma. It is of no use. Vice versa, the king does not believe in God, is not a God believer, is a atheist, or you can call him as not doing his dharma, and all the subjects are very much dharmic, very, very good followers of dharma. Then also, a society cannot be happy. So if you want, this is the secret of why Ayodhya was happy, because both the ruler as well as the subjects were both equally involved in dharma. For them, the foremost thing was duty. Duty as per the Shastra, as given by the scriptures. Scriptures guide you. And the minute you live a life as per the guidance of the scripture, you yourself will feel happy and satisfied. The reason why we are finding it very funny to hear, because we never lived a life as the scriptures. We always give an excuse. ठीक है, practical नहीं. Practical नहीं. Okay. When there are so many things in life which are not practical, but we adapt ourselves to that, why can't we adapt this also in our life? I do not ask you all to discard the other aspects of life, but I ask you to inculcate even devotion in your life along with other things which are equally important from our day-to-day activities. Okay, this I would like to close today's session.